A lot of people are talking about this. This is what a man named Jeff Warren says he found on Wolf Island.
So how did the worm move when you saw it? What kind of movement did it make? Just like a snake? Like a snake.
Our next guest may have taken one of the best of the Loch Ness Monster.
What do you think when you see YouTube videos like this? Is there any merit to it?
I think it's why I believe we can't immediately dismiss everything posted on the internet.
And these findings will truly blow your mind. Take a look at this.
There could never be an end to strange discoveries made at the beaches.
What is that?
And just like that, there's no end to creepy videos capturing it all.
Where did that come out of?
Slimy blobs, strange carcasses, and some washing mysteries. Hang on for what I have gathered from the nooks and corners of beaches that will leave you shocked. Troll monkeys. One afternoon in Railay Bay, Krabi, a group of tourists were enjoying a peaceful paddle in the water. Everything was serene until an unusual hypnotic sound started echoing from the shore. One of the kayakers paddled closer to a rocky outcrop, and there he saw something interesting. Under the rocks, strange Ewok-like troll monkeys were playing music. Their movements were synchronized to the hypnotic sounds. As more kayakers and longboats gathered around, everyone watched the bizarre creatures who seemed to be performing a surreal ritual. At last, mutually agreeing on leaving them alone, the tourists came back from the eerie sight. Possum-like being. During a morning stroll on the shore in New Zealand, a group of friends found this really bizarre being. I mean, just look at it. The thing has a lizard-like tail, hands that look like human ones, and a nose resembling that of a possum. If this is not a mutant, I don't know what this is. Its body was covered in patches of black fur, giving it an unusual appearance. People speculated whether it could be a prehistoric animal from the deep that had somehow ended up on the beach. However, after examining it more closely, they started to think it might just be a waterlogged, hairless possum. The strange appearance was likely due to the effects of being in the water for so long. Remains from Hurricane Harvey. When Hurricane Harvey hit, it didn't just move people around, it also brought some unusual sea animals to shore. Someone from the National Audubon Society took to Twitter with a mystery she found on a Texas City beach after the hurricane. She'd come across a bizarre, eyeless creature with razor-sharp teeth and a big cylindrical body. It really looks like it belonged to a different world. The strange find quickly made people guess what it could be. There were rumors that this is actually a man-made figure that was engineered in a secret lab. The person's tweet caught the attention of marine biologists and curious folks everywhere, but still there are no answers. Goblin feet alien. During a volleyball game on a sunny Miami beach, a group of friends encountered something unusual.
This is right here.
When one of them went to retrieve the ball that had rolled away, they found a strange decomposing being in the sand. It was very weird, but the creature's feet were especially odd, with long, sharp nails that looked creepy.
Looks like a furry tail, but look at the claws and the nails and then the face.
Especially its goblin-like feet. I really wouldn't want this popping up on my next beach trip. Mermaid Skeleton.
Ooh.
You need to touch it?
What the hell?
This person was enjoying a stroll on the beach near a popular theme park when he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his foot. When he started digging in the sand, he realized that just beneath the surface was a small skeleton, but wait.
What is that?
It's not just any skeleton. The upper half looked human, with delicate ribs and a distinct skull, but the lower half was unusual. It had a fish tail, complete with scales and fins. It was a mermaid skeleton, which seems impossible because those legendary beings have never been seen alive. Could it be an elaborate prank? Blob-like mystery. In Texas, the wildlife department saw a really creepy sea creature during a routine check at Nighthawk Bay, and it quickly became the talk of the town. The mysterious sea hare was a slimy and unusual marine animal. It caught everyone's attention as it wiggled around in the staff member's hand. With its jelly-like body, it looked like something straight out of the 1958 film The Blob. The sea hare's odd appearance and slow, almost eerie movements left people scratching their heads. Despite its strange, otherworldly look, the sea hare is a real, though rarely seen, marine inhabitant. Beached shark egg. How's this for a beachside surprise? Jack was strolling along an Australian shore when he stumbled upon a live shark egg washed ashore.
So I just want to give you guys a little update of a little shark friend that we found on the beach a few days ago.
Some sharks, like cat sharks and shy sharks, lay eggs instead of giving live birth. These eggs are usually attached to kelp or rocks with a string-like structure to keep them anchored in the ocean. But when rough waves hit, they can get dislodged and end up on the beach, where they usually dry out and die. This egg was an exception. It was still alive with a tiny shark inside, sustained by its umbilical sac, which is a yellow mass that provides nourishment until the shark is fully developed. Weird mouth moments. Hiking can lead to all sorts of surprises, but what two people discovered on the hills was truly creepy. They stumbled upon a strange pink creature with a mouth that kept opening and closing. Whatever this thing is, it is quite puzzling. Is this oddball a resident of the hills, or had it somehow wandered in from the sea? But then how did it get so far? Its vibrant pink color and constant movement had them wondering if they'd just uncovered a new species, or if it was simply out of place. Whatever it was, one thing was certain: this was no ordinary find. Monster fish. Sunbathing in the Maldives took a wild turn for one man when he spotted something unusual in the distance. Curiosity got the better of him, so he wandered over to take a closer look and discovered a fish that looked like it swam straight out of a nightmare. The fish had been washed up on the beach, and its large, gaping mouth was filled with sharp, vampire-like teeth. Although its body was relatively small, that oversized mouth gave it a downright terrifying look. With those razor-sharp teeth and an unsettling grin, this is one beach find that is hard to forget anytime soon. Humanoid fish. Here's a beachside twist you don't see every day. Ping was just relaxing and soaking his feet in a shallow lake in China when he spotted what looked like a white, coral-like stone partially buried in the mud. But this was no ordinary stone. It had eyes and a mouth, and its face was peeking out while the rest of its body stayed hidden. At first, it didn't budge, even when he touched it, which made it seem like just another rock. But then, with a second tap, the creature suddenly sprang to life. With red eyes and a face that resembled a dragon, it snapped at him, making him quickly back away. Ping was terrified, so he wisely decided to leave the creature alone and let it stay in its muddy home. Mutant Encounter. A Russian tourist was wandering through the Chernobyl exclusion zone when he came across a sight that just felt strange. Near the banks of the Pripyat River, he saw a strange fish coming out from the water. This wasn't just any fish, it had a distorted body with twisted teeth. He gave it a poke with a stick. The fish twitched, then quickly disappeared back into the murky waters. Experts believe this could be a result of the Chernobyl disaster, where radiation has mutated ordinary animals into scary beings like this one. Rare fish mystery. Moving, let's tour New Jersey Beach, which is the hub of mermaids. Here, an unusual fish resembling a creature from another washed up on the shore. It was enormous, about the size of a shark, and had a dragon-like appearance. It had scaly skin and sharp teeth, which made it look like something from a myth or legend. The fish's ancient features and large size led to plenty of speculation about what it could be and how it ended up on the beach. I have never seen a fish that resembles this closely to a dragon. Have you? Strange creature. Walking on the beach of West LA, the beachgoer stumbled upon hundreds of gelatinous creatures. Being a true Californian, he walked closer to see. These dozens of shiny bubbles scattered across the sand were sparkling in the sunlight. He realized these weren't ordinary bubbles, but eggs, each with a tiny fish inside. But whose eggs were these? This was something nobody could figure out. Humanoid Find. This person was strolling along a beach in China when he noticed something unusual and decided to pick it up. To his amazement, the creature in his hands had a head that looked very human-like, with tiny arms and legs that moved slightly as he held it up. What was this humanoid creature? Could this be a new species of sea life? He wondered. His friend suggested it might be a mutated starfish or some kind of odd humanoid, but the way it was wiggling its hands made it all look creepy. Rare white crab. A rare white crab was seen on a beach, with just the top of its shell peeking out from the sand. It immediately caught the attention of everyone nearby. Its shell was so bright and unique that people couldn't help but stop and stare. Whether it's an uncommon species or just a rare color, this little crab was definitely the star of the beach that day. Mysterious fish. One sunny afternoon in 2021, a local was strolling along a beach in Cape Town, South Africa, when an odd-looking sea creature with some serious fangs caught her eye. The lady couldn't quite figure out what it was, so she uploaded the picture on the internet. The internet flooded with opinions, with some calling it a puffer fish, and leaving some confused thinking if it even was a fish at all. Experts believe it to be a rock sucker fish. Even though it has a mysteriously weird look, this fish is a harmless fish that snack on sea urchins, mussels, and limpets. It's found in the Southeast Atlantic, including parts of South Africa. The one the beachgoers found had likely washed ashore and dried up. Mutant Starfish. In Singapore, a fisherman was out on his boat hoping for a good catch when he suddenly felt a strong tug on his line. He reeled it in, expecting a big fish, but what he pulled up was something crazy, to say the least. The creature twisted and curled in the water, with arms waving around like a mutant starfish. The fisherman, even though a bit shocked, brought the strange sea dweller onto the boat. That's when he could identify it, as it was actually a basket star, typically found in depths of more than 1,800 meters, which makes it a rare occurrence. Mysterious toothy creature. While strolling along a quiet beach, a bizarre-looking creature immediately grabbed a person's attention. He bent down for a closer look and noticed its odd features. The thing had gills and gill arches like a fish, but what really stood out was its two sets of teeth. It almost looked like someone had caught a fish, opened it up, and added extra pairs of teeth to it. But seriously, what even was that thing? Sea monster. A woman walking along Villaricos beach in Spain stumbled upon something that left everyone talking. A 13-foot-long sea animal with horns washed up on the shore. The creature's decomposing body was so foul-smelling that authorities had to bury it right away, that too 10 feet under. Spanish marine biologists were surprised by the find, scratching their heads over what it could be. The creature's horns and decayed state made it tough to identify. Even suggested it might be the backbone of a shark, but no one is really sure. Box jellyfish. Ever stumbled upon a beach surprise that made you take a second look? In late July 2016, beachgoers in Cocoa Beach, Florida were shocked to find a venomous fish washed up on the shore. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission took a look at the photos and videos and suspected it was a box jellyfish called Chiropsalmus quadrimanus. While this species isn't totally out of the ordinary for Florida's Space Coast, it's still a rare sight. Though not as dangerous as the infamous Australian box jellyfish, this species can deliver a painful and sometimes life-threatening sting. Mysterious find. A strange marine mammal, about twice the size of a human, was found on Sakhalin Island, and it left everyone puzzled. Looks like it has an elongated skull, some exposed ribs, and a tail covered in fur. Local residents described it as looking like a dinosaur with a bird-like beak, and some even wonder if it could be an endangered Ganges river dolphin from India, but given its size and where it was found, that seems unlikely. The Sakhalin media noticed similarities to the river dolphin, except for the creature's larger size and fur. Whatever it was, this thing had definitely captured everyone's imagination. Beach zombie. Sometimes the strangest things turn up in the most unexpected places. Take this video for example. While cleaning a beach in Ecuador back in 2023, a sweeper stumbled upon a bizarre figure that looked a bit like a seal, but something was definitely off. The thing was lying on the shore with a mouth full of visible teeth but no eyes, nose, or other facial features. It looked like a zombie of some kind, and to make things even stranger, it had a tail. Locals started speculating that it might be a mutated animal given its odd appearance. The beach cleaner quickly reported the find to local authorities, and now marine biologists and scientists are eager to figure out what this mysterious creature really is. Beach anomaly. Not all beach strolls are just about seashells and sun, especially when it comes to the beaches in Florida. This woman decided to take a walk along the shore, hoping to find some interesting seashells. As she picked up a particularly shiny one, something odd caught her eye. Just a few feet away, partially buried in the sand, was a strange, lifeless creature that had washed up. The figure didn't resemble any sea animal she had seen before. Its shape was bizarre, with features that didn't match any familiar marine species. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't figure out what it was.
Found some sort of creature. I believe is a bird.
Unusual discovery. Driving down a deserted road near an Arizona jungle is not for the weak. This was driving this route when he decided to take a break, but as he stepped out of his car, he accidentally stepped on something that felt odd. Looking down, he saw what looked like a bizarre animal embryo, almost like it was from another world. It vaguely resembles a tadpole, but with features that just didn't add up. The being had a translucent, alien-like appearance. Could it be that this person unknowingly came across an alien embryo? Unknown creature on beach. While surveying the coast of California, a team of marine biologists were doing their usual checks when one of them spotted a massive, decaying being washed up on the shore. At first glance, it looked like some kind of enormous whale, but something was off. The thing was in such an advanced state of decomposition that it was hard to tell exactly what it was. Its immense size and the remnants of its whale-like shape were still there, but the details were vague to be certain. The team carefully examined the mysterious find, trying to piece together what had happened and why it had ended up in this condition. Marine creature from another planet. Sometimes, the beach offers up more than just sand and surf. On April 5th, Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia became the scene of a surprising discovery. While out for a jog with a friend, a local resident stumbled upon a sea figure that looked like it belonged on another planet. It was about half a meter long and had lips that seemed almost human and skin that resembled a shark. The person filmed the unusual find and posted the video online, where it quickly grabbed people's attention. He later guessed that the thing might be a decomposing coffin ray with swollen intestines, which could explain its odd appearance. But what do you think it is? Pink volcano. Moving on, a family came across a sea creature that looked like a pink volcano. This jellyfish had white, segmented outer layer and bright red interior. It was alive and gently pulsing. The family couldn't help but be amazed by how different this jellyfish was from the usual ones they'd seen. Its vibrant colors and unusual shape made it look almost like it was from another world. Maybe Saturn? Shocking beach discovery.
Estávamos andando aqui na praia.
While strolling along Ilha Comprida in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Leticia Gomez Santiago and her boyfriend spotted a skeletal hand sticking out of the sand. The hand was unusually large and had a bone structure that looked quite amazing. This led them to wonder if it might belong to something other than a human. Their discovery quickly caught fire online, with people sharing their reactions and wild theories.
Estávamos andando aqui na praia.
Experts later confirmed that the hand wasn't human, but its exact origin remains a mystery. Crocodile-like being. A local researcher was on a walk with her dogs along the shore, where they found a strange being lying in the sand. It was about 5 feet long and had a look that made her second guess what she was seeing. At first, she thought it might be a dolphin or a porpoise, but something felt off. The creature had an elongated snout that some said looked like a crocodile's, and its long tail added to the mystery. It doesn't resemble any sea animal I have seen before, and it definitely isn't a whale or any familiar species. As word spread about this unusual find, locals started tossing around theories. Some thought it might be a decaying dolphin, while others wondered if it was a new, undiscovered species. Jellyfish infest beach. What if your favorite summer beach suddenly turned into a jellyfish hotspot? That's exactly what's happening near Shulkin Village in Crimea, where thousands of jellyfish have taken over the sands. The reason behind this jellyfish invasion, warmer temperatures, a direct result of climate change, are causing less fresh river water to flow into the sea. This makes the water saltier, which jellyfish absolutely love. While the jellyfish species in the Azov Sea aren't harmful to humans, their stings can be quite stingy. And their slimy, cold texture isn't exactly appealing. So, if you're planning a trip to this beach, be prepared for a new kind of summer experience. Deep Sea Pacific Football Fish. Something really weird happened at Crystal Cove State Park when an anglerfish was found washed ashore. Normally, this deep sea dweller hangs out over 3,000 feet underwater, so finding one on a beach in Southern California is pretty extraordinary. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife swooped in with some help from visitors to collect and identify this rare catch. Seeing a Pacific football fish up close is a rare treat, so we should consider ourselves lucky for this. Mysterious remains. Natasha Lee was just driving along Clee Sands Beach in Australia when she saw a mysterious skeleton lying on the shore. This surprised her because she had never seen a skeleton before. So Natasha snapped a photo and shared it on Facebook, jokingly calling it a mermaid with a human skull and a furry body. Naturally, this set off a wave of curiosity and some pretty wild guesses online. People speculated from a carcass of a sea lion or dolphin to more out there ideas like a mermaid or even an alien. Most experts, however, think it's likely the skeleton of a decomposed marine mammal, probably a seal. What do you think? Mysterious giant block. Now, how about this for a beachside mystery? A giant, mysterious creature washed up on a beach in Cagdanao, Dinagat Islands, and it got everyone talking. The massive, white, and hairy blob seemed to appear out of nowhere. The crowd quickly gathered to get a look at this strange beast. Its sheer size and fluffy fur-like covering made it seem like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The thing's bizarre appearance has sparked endless speculation and wild guesses about what it could be. Local experts and authorities have been called in to identify this unusual find, but so far no one has any clear answers. The giant hairy blob remains an unsolved mystery. Siamese fins. Moving on, you won't believe what a sports teacher found while walking along Turkey's west coast. I mean, check out this bizarre sight, a dolphin with 2 heads and 1 tail. Can you believe it? According to experts, it is about a year old and 3.2 feet long, washed up on the beach. The teacher watched in surprise as this unusual creature floated in from the sea and ended up on shore. A 2-headed dolphin is an incredibly rare find and has definitely caught the eye of both locals and marine experts. Some think it could be the result of a genetic anomaly, where a disruption in the genetic order leads to such a rare condition. Mysterious carcass. Now here's a beach carcass that's will has made even scientists from intelligence agencies scratch their heads. A strange carcass recently washed up on a Russian shore, and it didn't take long for the Russian special forces to step in and gather the remains for examination. Can you believe that it stretched about 20 feet long? This thing has left experts completely baffled. It doesn't match any known fish or crocodile. What's really throwing people off is the odd fur-like covering on its body. Some experts think it could be a beluga whale, which is known for its white skin and rounded head. While belugas typically swim in colder Arctic waters, it's possible this one had some unusual markings or coloring. But with no clear answers yet, this mystery creature is keeping everyone guessing. Fishermans Find. Back in 2021, a fisherman was collecting rocks along a rocky coast in Scotland to decorate his aquarium, but there he stumbled upon something that made him do a double take. Among the stones, he noticed a long, orange object lying there. At first glance, it seemed like a large caterpillar, but if you look closely, you will realize there is something much stranger. It turned out to be the spine of an animal with no other parts of the creature in sight. The bright orange color and the fact that only the spine was left behind made it all the more puzzling. He couldn't help but wonder what kind of animal this spine once belonged to and why only this part remained. The discovery left him with more questions than answers, and honestly, he is not alone. I am so confused right now. Unidentified creature? How mysterious do you think strolling along the beach can be? Well, for this lady, it was an adventure of a lifetime. She was enjoying the sound of the waves when something unusual caught her eye. There was a strange object lying in the sand. At first it seemed like just another rock, but something about it didn't quite fit. Curiosity got the best of her, and as she got closer and noticed the peculiar texture and color that made it stand out, almost as if it was alive, tiny movements flickered across its surface. What could it be? What do you think it could be? River mystery. At the Missouri River, a group of friends were boating and noticed something unusual in the water. At first, they thought it was just a large fish, but as they got closer, they realized this creature was much bigger than any fish they had ever seen. The thing moved slowly, leaving a long wake behind it, and it seemed to be following their boat. Some of the group believed it could be a massive unknown creature, while others insisted it was just a large log drifting in the current. Was it an enormous fish? Something from the depths of the river never seen before? Mysterious transparent alien. Here, a fisherman was out in the Pacific Ocean. Amid his typical catch of fish, he spotted a truly bizarre fish. It was so transparent it seemed like it was made of glass. The sunlight danced through its clear body, making it look almost magical.
Where did that come out of?
The fish was a real head scratcher, no visible organs, and a body that shimmered in the light. To the fisherman, it seemed like something from a sci-fi movie. Washed up mythical being. While gathering starfish on a beach in Spain, a local resident from Madrid spotted something that stopped him in his tracks. There was a strange creature that looked like it had come from a fairy tale. It had 2 wings and a long neck. The thing had a mythical appearance that instantly drew him in. The person moved closer to get a better look. The thing was not alive, but its body seemed fresh, as if it had only been there for a day or two. Its wings were spread out on the sand, and its long neck was partly buried. It didn't look like any marine life he'd ever seen before. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Here's something that could easily be mistaken for an extraterrestrial being. This thing was discovered in a quiet corner of the British countryside. It looked like alien eggs, complete with red tentacles sprouting from fleshy sacs. It caught the attention of locals and quickly went viral online, fueling all sorts of wild theories about extraterrestrial visitors. But the mystery didn't last long. Experts soon identified these strange eggs as devil's fingers, a type of fungus that is completely natural even though it looks otherworldly. This fungus grows in the wild, and those creepy tentacles, they're actually the fruiting bodies of the fungus emerging from a sac-like structure to release spores. It might look like it's from another planet, but it's just a fascinating part of the forest ecosystem.